there is he goes on a 2 or 3 fight win streak. You have no problem putting on Warburton Ray 4.
I'm not going to look at Warburton. I think that's put to bed now. Stevie carries on going the way he's going. He might not be there. So you just got to wait and see what happens over the next year or so, where both guys are, where Kurt's head is, what he wants to do. So it's going to be down to them to decide.
We saw Stevie mention it then. We saw the funds that he brought down to Newcastle. It says there's a 3,000 arena in Fife or wherever it is. What do you think to that?
I'm up for that. We just got to do the logistics. This is an international organisation. There's a lot of people from around the world, so getting people to Fife in airports and transport would need to be looked at a little bit more in depth. Glasgow's a possibility. I think where we did the shows in Glasgow previously at the Kelvin Hall, that was closed down for the year for refurbishment. But if we can suitable.
This was almost like Super Saturday B. We call it Super Saturday C in 2 weeks' time. Is this because of raw events from the Middle East, or was it always the plan to put on?
It was the whole Middle Eastern issues. I had 4 shows that I had dated in the diary to the end of the year. And with everything that's gone on in the region, it's causing a problem. International businesses will get affected. There'll be a domino effect of that. Because of that, and the only way around that was to pile those guys in and get as many fighters as we could that were ready onto the Newcastle show and the London one as well.
Have you done any European events that have or are you now at it? All the events have been announced until sort of Dublin New Year's Eve?
Yeah, I think they've been announced now. I have no more rabbits in the hat to pull out for the rest of this year. We've got 8 weeks left before the end of the year. So I think we'll do like New Year's and then regroup and see what we're going to do for 2015.
London's a huge card next time out, but it's been sort of conspicuously quiet on the New Year's Eve scenario. Any idea what we can be expecting at the top of the bill there?
More of the same of what you saw today, man. Tonight was a special night in Newcastle. The crowd inside in that arena were pretty crazy. It got louder as it went on, and we'll stack it.
And who was most impressive for you?
There's a lot there tonight. I actually spent most of my time working against the clock with satellite time and making sure that everything ran to the clock, because we had 7 decisions. Yeah. So it's rare that we have that many decisions and all the fight time that's allocated is actually taken. So I spent a lot of time. We had to organise a swing vote, we had to pull the fight back, we had to put it forward. I'm doing that tonight, so I didn't get my usual sit down and watch a lot of the fights, but I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah. UFC have just recently come back from Sweden. You were supposed to be there before them, and then obviously the SMMAF, broke apart. Are you any close? You said that once they had put their body back together, conversation with them. Is there any news on Swedish card?
I've obviously go back to Sweden. I have spoken to the SMAC, and they have told me that they will have teams ready to go pretty soon with clearer guidelines. So once they send me those clear guidelines, then we will talk again.
A bit of a breakthrough deal. Any idea thus far on how that's going?
Yeah, well, we spoke to one of the guys, and they're pretty happy with what's going on there. They got a lot of the build-up that we've been doing for Cage Warriors for the London the Olympic Village as well. So it was a good, massive online. Even take it on, it's good for the sport.
that they've been putting out? Have you seen a noticeable?
Well, yeah, spike on the next week. Now that they've got the first stream out of the way, we'll sit down with them. See what kind of we've moved on from dating, boyfriend girlfriend couple. I'm very happy what they're doing. I know it's not a massive airtime, but they've already said that they want to bring the time slot that we have with them back, which is London event, they get 2 shows out of that. So we're giving 3 shows over next month.
You can see as much as you would like.
Yeah.
But Alex Enlund took the title.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
I did actually see that. It was technical, it was back. Just left it all in there. Who for Alex yet? I don't know. I'll sit down with the maestro Ian Dean and see what kind of names he wants to chuck on the table for Alex. But I don't think Alex will be doing anything soon. That him and Nad kind of left a little bit of leather on each other's faces. So I think it'll be recovery time for the pair of them. But you know, I think Alex dominated. He deserved the win. But you can't take anything away from Nad. That was a great fight, man. Absolutely fantastic fight. Yeah.
And the comeback of the night, Paddy Pimblett. I mean, see that one clean clocked with a big left hook, and you know, probably more memorable you'll see tomorrow the post-fight interviews. What do you think of that kid?
The Milky Bar kid, I call him. Yeah, Paddy's a talent, man. I think Paddy is itching to run away with it and run ahead, and sometimes you got to look at Paddy and think he's only 19 years of age, you know, and the more you can just keep him back and let him develop and become a man, he's going to be a real force in the sport. To do what he's doing at 19, it's going to be very interesting to see what he's going to do maybe when he goes to the States and has a few camps in the States and trains with other level guys. Yeah, I'm excited for Paddy. He's a very young talent.
You know, Superman Shashak had put in another fantastic performance, and as a 13-2 underdog, I think, on the betting lines, you know, he dominated Damian Rooney. Is there a flyweight title shot in that young man's future anytime soon? Totally.
Shaq is I can't keep up with Shaq when he's fighting. He's fast, man. You know, and even the way he was moving tonight, doing all his fancy footwork, waving his hands around, he's entertaining to watch. You know, he's a good kid. So there is a title there that we have spoken about, and we'll probably have that chat again this week and see if we're going to put pen to paper on that. Yeah.
It seems that the respective camps of both guys seem to be going for the Hackworth Caswell flyweight title fight. Is that
it's an interesting fight. I like that.
Yeah. I know Caswell called out both of them, said they were both losers because one of them's going to lose tonight, the other one's going to lose to me. Is that if that's not fighting talk, I don't know what it is. Does that, as a promoter though, isn't that what you want from your fighters, to be outspoken about what they want?
Yeah, of course, you know, it's their career. At the end of the day, it's a team game. They got coaches, they got the managers and stuff, but when it comes down to it, it's about the fighter. It's about the fighter marketing himself and being clever with his words. So yeah, if they want to jump on social media, plot and plan and call guys out, make guys look silly, then go for it. That's your career.
Yeah. After his big win at Cage 72, has there been any more thought put into Jack Marshman versus Jack Hermanson?
Yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll probably do that in the new year sometime. No, it'll be in the new year sometime. It won't happen this year. But Jack is the number one. He's the number one guy. Marshman is the number one in that middleweight division now. Yeah, that'll happen.
I have to ask, because at Newport we spoke about Jack, and you were saying he's never made weight at a title limit. It was something you had to talk. Have you spoke with Jack or his camp? Have they assured you that extra pound's going to be no worries at all? Because obviously a title implication if he fails to make weight.
Yeah, I've had that conversation with the camp. We chatted. We had a look at the history, and they've guaranteed me and given their word that he'll be on way. So I can only take them for that and hope that the professionalism stays within that, and if we go to the effort of putting that title fight on, that he makes that weight.
Have you got a location in mind for that fight?
Not yet, no. We haven't looked at locations or the dates yet, but we'll get there.
I noticed Ian Dean just standing over my corner, so he's not going to thank me for this. But I think if I got my math even close to right, something like 38 fights in 2 weeks he's put together. How much more can we expect to see for New Year's Eve? Is there going to be any of Ian Dean left?
He'll be there. He he likes putting these fights on. If there's no fights to get on, he gets grumpy. So the more I give him, the more smiler he gets. Got to keep the smile on his face. Yeah.
And you say no more European. You've got Copper Box November 15th, which is just a hella card, and then the last event of the year is December 31st. Is that it now?
Yeah, that'd be it. I mean, like I said, there was 4 others in the Middle East that were all going back to back, but because of everything that's going on there, it's just best to leave them for New Year.
What are you going to spend your December doing? You got, it gives you a little bit of downtime in terms of, planning 2015. What do you want for, this time next year? How many Cage Warriors are we going to have had the pleasure of seeing?
For next year, we'll see. For December, I've dusted my boxing gloves off recently. I'm back sparring, so I'll probably spend December getting my face punched. Do some face conditioning.
Very nice. Rather you than me.
Yeah.
One last question.
Yeah.
Brett John's Cage Warriors contract, is there anything to update us on that?
I haven't heard from their camp yet. Last I heard, he had a hand injury that he was looking after and nursing, so I don't know what the update is. When the guys are signed with us, we have a lot of fighters signed, so if we don't hear from them asking for dates or fights, we assume they're either injured or they're not ready or they've got plans. So last I heard, he was nursing a hand injury, so I haven't heard anything since.
So I got one more because I'm afraid of her and she'll kill me. Catherine Costigan, every time we talk to her, she keeps saying, Graham Boylan, give me an atomweight title fight. Is that something maybe we could expect for New Year's Eve?
We've got to look to try and find other atomweights for Catherine. I've said this before in a previous post-fight presser where there's no doubt Catherine's talented, but then if we stick the belt out there for her and she wins it, then who else is there for her? We need to find a few challengers for her. Find someone, A, who's on par with her to actually fight for the belt, and then B, can we get another 1 or 2 underneath that to step in and challenge? And I don't want it to be another situation like she's just got no one to fight.
So while you're sparring, Ian Dean's on the computer looking for credible atomweights.
Yeah, I might have to get him to cut weight. He might have to cut fighter himself.
Thanks for your time, Graham.
Not a problem. Thank you for coming, boys.
Cheers.